Good morning, everybody. My name is Rana Kapili Bonifacio. I'm the editor-in-chief of Inspirations.ph, and of course, with me is Ms. Sharon Fabian, managing director of Themes and Motives, and we welcome you to another wonderful, beautiful Saturday morning where we're going to talk about planning your pandemic wedding.
Good
I'm Ms.
morning,
Sharon.
Rana. Good morning. How are you this morning?
I'm good. I'm good. Medyo, my sleep was not so good because of my baby, but otherwise, I'm still good.
Yeah. Oo, ganyan talaga. Ganyan talaga pagka merong may baby pa in the house, 'di ba?
Yes.
Oo.
Wala
Yeah.
siyang
So,
sinisinong live stream sa
yes,
kinabukasan.
yes. Oo, ganyan. Ganyan talaga, 'di ba? But that's so short eh. They grow up fast, 'di ba?
It is. But I know you've had quite a week. Uh,
Yes, true. Naging very busy I was very busy this week. Themes and Motives launched last Wednesday, September 16, Wedding Expo Philippines online. So, bridal fair. So, everything's done virtual. Pero, nakakapagod din pala. Sabi nga nung isang teammate namin, para daw nagtatatakbo rin siya sa SMX Convention Center the whole day because of the online coordination work that we're doing. So yeah, it was quite a busy week for us at Themes and Motives, launching the online version of Wedding Expo Philippines. Kasi traditionally, Rona, every September, may Wedding Expo Philippines on ground.
yes.
But as we all know, nagbago na ang buhay. We've been hit by a pandemic 6 months ago. So we all have to pivot. So this is now the new normal
Yes.
for the bridal fairs of Themes and Motives. And alam mo, nakakatuwa because we did the entire thing, even the opening ceremony. So, first time, a first in my life na nag-opening ceremony na virtual. Yeah.
Yes. And this is the pang-ilang year na to ng Wedding Expo Philippines.
Supposedly, this should be the 37th edition. Okay,
Wow.
so para 18th year namin of
Yes.
producing Wedding Expo Philippines. So 37th edition na dapat ng Wedding Expo Philippines on ground, but this
Yes.
is the first online edition. Yun. And nakakatuwa because a lot of suppliers joined compared to the earlier months of the pandemic na medyo hesitant pa or waiting for the pandemic to stop and finally go on ground.
Mm.
So ngayon nagpipivot na rin ang mga suppliers. So we have more than 60 suppliers coming from different categories. So lahat naman ng kailangan mo to plan for a wedding, kompleto siya sa Wedding Expo Philippines online bridal fair. Yeah, we've prepared a short video na naka-feature lahat ng mga kasaling suppliers. And this is to the sound of yung soundtrack natin is Everything I Need, which is the official theme song of Themes and Motives events, exhibits. Katulad po ng kanta, lahat po, everything that you would need in a wedding, for a wedding planning, it's all in Wedding Expo Philippines online. So pakita natin, Ron, yung ating very, very short video. Very, very short. Yeah.
Never thought I'd know this kind of gladness in my heart sings with joy. Ever grateful 'cause I found all I've asked for, all I ever wished for in you. In you, you are everything I need. I've been searching for a lifetime and indeed I found what I've been looking for. You're everything I need, now and forevermore.
Traveled near and far, searching for the one to whom I give my heart. Now you ought to know I'll have it no other way. For the rest of my life I'll stay with you, with you. You are everything I need. I've been searching for a lifetime, and indeed I found what I've been looking for. You're everything I need, now and forevermore. Where else would I go? No one else I'd rather know than you. Just you. You are everything I need. I've been searching for a lifetime, and indeed I found what I've been looking for. You're everything I need, now and forevermore. I've been searching for a lifetime, and indeed I found what I've been looking for. You're everything I need, now and forevermore.
Ayan. So everyone's invited to please go online and plan your wedding. Just go to www.themesandmotives.com. Click on the Wedding Expo Philippines online bridal fair banner. And you can choose to either view the online bridal fair by category or buy the promos and product portfolios that the exhibitors are promoting. Yon. So, see you guys online. Pero hindi pa kami nag-goodbye. But see you guys online sa Wedding Expo Philippines Online Bridal Fair. Yon.
Yes.
Kasi interesting ang topic natin ngayon, Rona. For the past, I think, 4 months, no? 4 months na. We have been featuring different weddings, different couples na got married during ECQ, MECQ, GCQ. And then we've also had some suppliers giving us their inputs, yung experience naman nila on what's it like to cover a pandemic wedding. So this morning, medyo kakaiba kasi wedding supplier mismo ang nagkaroon ng isang pandemic wedding. So what is it like for a wedding supplier to actually get married during this time? Yeah. So we'd like to call in our guest. Please, ikaw na mag-introduce sa kanila, Rona.
Yes, of course. We're welcoming the newlyweds, RV and Celine. Welcome to the Love Wins live forum. Ayan, fresh na fresh from their wedding. And today they are 10 days married. Oh, di ba?
Yes. Diba? Congratulations and best wishes.
Thank you.
Yes, of
Rona,
course. Yes.
kahit pala wedding supplier, no, ganyan-ganyan yung glow. Di ba?
Oo.
Parang yung mga,
Oo. Wala
Yan
yung matapatan yung glow ni Celine, di ba? Kahit ako nag-highlighter ako and everything. Yung kay Celine, ano lang. Natural.
Oo, di ba? Kahit naka-ring light, di ba? Wala. Iba
walang
ang
sinabi.
glow. Iba ang glow ng bagong kasal. So, you know, by now, pag nakakita tayo ng newlyweds sa show natin, alam na alam mong bagong kasal ko sila
Yes.
because they have that newly married look. But na-realize ko, kahit pala wedding supplier, no, na by now, sanay na seeing different beautiful weddings. Iba pala ang effect. Ngayon ko lang nakita si Arvin ganyan, oh. Yeah, he's been joining our on-ground events for quite a while, di ba, Arvin?
Yes,
Ang
yes,
haba na
that's
rin ang
true, yes.
pinagsamahan namin.
Yes,
But this is the first time I'm seeing him glow like this. Diba?
I love
Newlywed glow. And we're gonna find out more about this and more about how he did his wedding. Of course, we also invited to the show RV's cousin, actually. Tama ba?
Yes.
Yes. And it's for us at the Love Wins Live Forum, it was so interesting for us to see that RV decided to have a bridal car at his wedding because it seems like it's not a very common thing these days, or at least the couples we've interviewed. But we invited today Abby Senzon of 01 Bridal Cars, and she's joining us this morning. Hi, Abby.
Hi. Good morning.
Oh, rare yan eh, no, Rona? We haven't seen any photos na may bridal car for the last 6 months. So na curious kami. That's why we also wanted to have Sina Abby join us this morning from 01 Bridal Cars. And they've also been joining the on-ground events of Wedding Expo Philippines. So parang nagre-reunion kami ngayon, Rona, online.
Yes.
Let me jump right into it, no? Because we've been talking about you planned your wedding and you're 10 days fresh from your wedding. I know you didn't, unlike other couples, a lot of the couples that we've interviewed had an initial plan. Yung parang they had a 250 guest list in Tagaytay, and then wala na. Yung ganon, di ba? And then hanggang sa they had to keep adjusting their plans. But for Arvin and Celine, this is your only plan because kumbaga your wedding or you had an idea of a wedding that you wanted to do, but it wasn't something set in stone. Tama ba?
Yes. Well, the original plan was I was gonna propose sana to her sometime in April. Kasi I saw her schedule already, being a flight attendant. I saw her schedule. She had a flight in New York in April.
Oh.
So, sabi ko, it would be the perfect place for me to propose to her on top of Empire State Building.
Wow.
Kaya lang March, nag-lockdown na. So, hindi na push through yung plan na yun because no more flights eh. So
right.
I said, I'll propose in her hometown. So that's at least it gives a parang perspective na it's very personal din sa amin because pumupunta kami sa Los Baños and we have a lot of fun moments there. So I think it's for me it may not be my dream proposal, but in times like this, at least I'm happy. We're both happy naman na we were able to do the proposal. And
before that, were you talking about weddings already?
We were discussing about it,
but we didn't have concrete plan.
Yes.
So getting married a couple of days ago is really parang your initial plan. You just had an idea na maybe I'll do a garden wedding, ganon?
The initial plan talaga is yun proposal this summer, and then 2 years from now we'll get married sa church. But we didn't talk about kasi nga magpo-propose pa lang ako eh. And this time, since it's pandemic na, I said to myself na I'll still do it. The pandemic is not going to stop whatever plans we have. So we push through na sa proposal. And then yun nga, since we can't parang iba na yung situation, we can't do the planned wedding na. we both decided na let's get married na sa civil right now.
Yeah. There was no anymore. There was no point in waiting for 2 years. Parang you wanted to do it. The pandemic made you want to get married already. Tama ba?
Yes, kasi I understand other couples. Siyempre, yung mga clients ko rin, they've talked to me. And then they've told me na we have to move the wedding next year. Yung mga weddings this year, we have to move next year. So I understand them. But sa amin, these are uncertain times. And parang we don't know what's going to happen in the future. So the only thing that's certain for both of us is that we have each other. So we might as well, let's get together, let's be together, let's get married na. Because that's the only certain thing we have right now in times like this.
Ang ganda, di ba?
Na-speechless ako, di ba?
Oh, di ba? I-highlight ko lang yun na, wait.
Di ba? Di ba? Parang ang haba ng hair mo, Celine, di ba?
Yes. But it's true though, right? The pandemic has really taught a lot of us to zero in on the things that matter to us.
Yes.
And everything else is palabok.
Oo. Pero question kay Celine. Ikaw, did you have the same frame of mind na okay, we want parang sana 2 years from now, but I wanna let's be together now na. Ganun di ba yung ano mo? O
Yes. We have the same plan naman. Of course, I have my dream wedding. But because of this pandemic, we didn't have a choice, and I wanted to be with him again.
We can still do the naman.
Yeah.
We're still planning to do a
Yes.
church wedding.
But after this
After this na.
pandemic, yeah.
But the important thing right now is maging husband and wife.
Yeah.
And the easiest and fastest way,
Civil.
Although we thought it was going to be fast, pero matagal pa rin pala.
Oh. Tell us about it.
processing.
What do you mean na you thought it was going to be fast, but it took a while? Like the processing?
Processing
Yes,
first,
it was scheduled in July.
July pa dapat.
July.
But tumagal yung processing ng license, the
Mm.
marriage license. First of all, yung requirements pa lang ng birth certificate.
Yeah.
So, yung pag-request namin sa PSA, normally it just takes mga around a few days lang eh.
Yeah.
Pre-pandemic, it was just a few days lang. Ngayon, it took us 1 month before we got the documents.
Oh, okay.
Yes. And then, processing sa City Hall, it took longer than we expected,
Mhm.
yung license.
Did you still have to do the what do you call it?
Seminar.
Yeah, the seminar.
City Hall.
Was it online seminar?
We did an online seminar na.
So may
Family planning, yeah.
Oo, meron
Yeah.
meron ng seminar ang anong city kayo kinasal?
Manila.
Manila. So ang Manila has an online facility na for wedding seminars.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Those
parang
are
ganito ba? Parang ganito siya, virtual din.
Yes. Someone may speaker, and then we all listen and participate.
And then after that, after you completed all your requirements, syempre, you were able to find a date.
The
Marriage
license was supposed to come out no August, early August, and then remember the frontliners asked for a lockdown.
Yes.
So na-extend na naman. We were expecting to get the license na. Hindi pa rin namin nakuha. So it extended another 2 weeks. But as soon as we got the license, ayun na. I went straight na to the Court of Appeals, and lang naman, it didn't take long sa Court of Appeals to file it, as long as the documents are complete.
Took you a day lang.
Oh yeah, it was a day.
A day in the Court of Appeals. Pero hindi pala siya hindi siya painless and hassle-free, no? When you're planning for a civil wedding. Kasi may mga iba, they went straight to the church wedding. So it's altogether a different set of challenges then. Pero ang
Yeah.
civil pala, it's not as simple as it sounds.
Yeah. We thought it was gonna be very simple lang, but because of this pandemic, ang tagal pala ng processing.
I guess because everybody is on, a skeleton workforce, right?
Yes, that's right. That's right.
So even the government, whether it's the government office or the church office, um, everything is just a little slower, I think, and
Yes, yes.
everything
That's
is
true.
just more challenging. But
Yeah.
so you were able to get married in September 9th, or 8th?
September 8th.
September
September
8th.
8th. Para swerte
Okay.
8.
Oh, tama.
Oo.
Yung couple namin last week, 8-8. Kayo, 9-8. So,
Hindi tayo mga Pinoy sa ganun.
yes. What did you plan for your wedding? Like, did you have other, apart from doing your civil ceremony, did you do any reception after or dinner after? Did you, syempre as a photographer, did you plan for portraits? What were some elements that you put into the wedding that's a little similar to the weddings that we're used to?
Well, definitely, dapat merong photo. So, we really planned for it. I wanted pa also na magkaroon ng video. However, there's a limit sa ceremony. The court gave us a maximum of 5 persons. So that's the officiator, kaming dalawa, and then 2 witnesses. So I thought na we will just waive the other witness. So yung one witness will be the photographer para kasama siya inside. And then the
So
other
wala
witness,
yung family nyo.
yung
Via Zoom.
Yeah, via
We
Zoom.
watched via Zoom.
Yeah.
Ang strict naman pala ng court, parang
Yes,
parang
5
ECQ.
persons.
Parang
Yeah.
ECQ guideline, no? 5
Yeah.
lang.
And then we were
Mas tatlo
wearing
na kayo.
masks and face shields throughout the wedding.
And then after, did you do portraits after? Parang your couple portraits
Yes.
after?
Yes, we did couple portraits doon sa labas ng doon sa magandang structure ng Court of Appeals, merong mga
Nakita mo na yun, no?
columns.
Coming in. Na, oh bro, dito tayo mag-shoot mamaya. Ganun ba?
Yes. But I gave JP the I didn't
The
want
freedom.
na ako mag-dictate sa kanya according to what I think is nice. I wanted him to be free and independent, gamitin yung sarili niya. So, siya naghanap ng location.
For one day naman, hindi naman ikaw yung director, di ba?
Yeah, I don't want to worry about it.
Nag-enjoy naman siya. What caught my attention in the photos that I saw? Actually, ang kwento nito, Rona, I think I was working, no? Tapos, nakita ko nag-post si RV.
Nakinasal na siya.
Nakinasal na siya. Ay, we have to get him sa love wins. Kaya message agad ako, parang that was the day after, 2 days after.
Yes, yeah.
Yun. But what caught my attention was a photo of si RV and Celine with the bridal car, because it is an unusual photo in the sense that ano na ba tayo, Rona? This is the 17th or 18th broadcast. Wala tayo ni isang bridal car na nakita sa mga photos that we've gone through, no? Even the articles that you've been publishing sa inspirations.ph, parang walang eksena ng bridal car. So it really caught my attention. So sabi namin, sige, imbitahin natin pati yung bridal car provider nila. Na timing, it turned out, cousin rin pala ni RV. So madali rin to get hold of them. Sina Abby Senson of O1 Bridal Cars. Ayun. I have a question for Abby. Siyempre, yung court very strict yung protocols nila because of the pandemic, no? May safety measures. Sa car, may safety measures din pa kayo inobserve? And ano yung
Yes,
process na
definitely.
yon?
Okay. So basically at first nga we were thinking na parang medyo hesitant din kami kasi parang iniisip namin how are we gonna do this, 'di ba? Because it's gonna be the first time na talagang we need to be strict in terms of our protocols. Pero sabi namin parang sige, let's go try it kasi parang ano it's already part of it's the new normal, 'di ba? So instead of like avoiding it, you should do something about it, 'di ba? So what we did is we follow usually three protocols, okay? So 2 days before the wedding, what we do is the assigned driver for that day will undergo a swab testing. Oh, 'di ba? May
Oo,
pa-swab testing pa
swab
kami.
test, no?
Okay?
Swab test para accurate, oo,
Yes.
not
Oo,
rapid,
kasi
okay.
no, swab test talaga kasi for us parang it's rather that we spend on that just to make sure that the safety is really there. 'Di ba? We don't want to, risk anything. Okay, so swab testing, that's 2 days before. And then a day before the actual date, we do a deep cleaning of the car. So that's steaming, and we do also the antibacterial fogging. So the antibacterial fogging, what we do is that the aircon is on so that kahit yung internal, alam mo yon, yung sides, yung loob ng car is really cleaned and that the bacteria, yung parang molds, ganyan, namamatay talaga siya. Okay, so that's the day before. And then the actual day of the wedding, so 30 minutes before umalis yung car dun sa location namin, ni-UV namin yung internal yung inside part of the car
Interior.
talaga. Yes, for 30 minutes while the aircon is still running. Okay, kasi it's important that
Para
kasi 'di ba yung ozone.
nagsi-circulate, oo.
Oo, medyo ano na 'to, scientific na yung idi-discuss ko. So, 'wag tayo pumunta do'n. So, 'di ba yung ozone pupunta yung O2 gano'n or basta I forgot the components. So, they go inside the air. So, it's important that, you turn on the aircon also. So, that's gonna circulate for 30 minutes and then after that, that's good to go. So, siyempre we do check that the driver should have mask and we provide alcohol also inside the car.
Do you still put barriers with like from the driver's seat and the passenger seat, or
Okay. So far, no, because yung protocol naman namin is we do swab testing, 'di ba, for the driver.
yes,
Yes. Usually, I noticed that dun sa public transportations, 'di ba, they put that. Kasi there's no parang swab testing that's happening. Yeah. Kasi parang, yung 01 bridal cars kasi, yung namin dun, slogan namin is like, cool rides for cool brides, 'di ba? So if you put plastic, parang mawawala yung pagka-cool, 'di ba? So we'd rather we'd rather spend on the swab testing para at least nandun pa rin yung dating, 'di ba, nung car, 'di ba? I think Sharon, you mentioned, 'di ba, it's something unique that you noticed na parang, "Uy, may bridal car." Kasi dapat
Yes.
nandun pa rin talaga yung dating sa wedding mo, 'di ba?
Yeah, yeah.
Oo,
Yeah.
kasi ngayon ang perception na, nagda-downscale because, the times call for it. So may mga tinatanggal na mga suppliers, 'di ba? So parang couples are now trying to determine ano ba yung essential sa atin. So I think may yan, slow, and I'm so happy when I saw the photos of RV that he had the bridal car kasi syempre as somebody in the wedding industry for 18 years, no, yung Wedding Expo Philippines natin. Ako talaga ang kaligayahan ko sa buhay, and I always tell the exhibitors, alam niyo pag nabenta namin yung spaces and, sa inyo dapat parang doon pa lang happy na dapat ako kasi tapos na ako, 'di ba? But what really gives me happiness and satisfaction is that when I see all of our exhibitors na nagkaka-business, 'di ba? So parang dapat win-win. So parang the whole time for 6 months parang nakakalungkot kasi parang, ay, wala silang ganyan. The photos that I see, no? Tapos, and it really caught my eye. I saw the bridal car and yes, yes, pwede ang bridal cars in a pandemic wedding, 'di
Yes,
ba?
if
And
you're a cool bride, you should have a cool bridal car also, just like
yes.
yes,
Celine,
'di
'di ba?
ba? Parang kasi must have, tama ba, RV? It's one of those must have photos in
Correct.
in a in a regular wedding, 'di ba? In the pre-pandemic wedding, 'di ba?
Yes. Kasi
Oo,
we want to feel na wedding namin to.
'di ba? Is that the reason why you got the bridal car?
Yes.
Part of the feeling na kasal ko to, I will go to the court in style.
Well, I surprised her.
It was actually
Oh.
a surprise. So, nung nakita ko, parang, wow!
Kasi iba yung
Oo.
dating.
Iba yung
We want to
feel,
feel
right?
na comfy kami and we're riding a luxury car because it's our wedding. I
Yeah.
think it's really important to feel great on your wedding day, di ba?
Yeah.
Parang kung if we didn't get a bridal car, parang ang dami kong iisipin like where will we park? And will
Right.
we feel comfy? Gusto ko maging you want to feel bride and groom.
Oo.
Want to feel
Pampered.
special. Yes.
Pampered kayo. And at the
Uupo ka na
same
lang.
Oo, and at the same time, yun yung, actually, we've also seen a lot of that in the past weeks, no? That the groom would talagang think up of ways to surprise their bride. Parang to remind them na this is a day of celebration. I'm so
Yes.
happy that this is happening. This is the day the Lord has made for us. And
Yes.
whether it's a bridal car, di ba? Or, I don't know, a very, maybe I don't know, like a big cake that you were dreaming of. It's really worth the effort, I think, to do it if it's something that you wanna give to your spouse to be. And of course, Abby, you actually have some friends saying hello to you this morning, so you might want to say hi back.
That's my
Yeah.
tita from Cebu. Hi, tita. Thanks for
Ayan.
watching.
Wow,
Glad
pinapanood
that
tayo
you
sa
have
Cebu.
such
Hello sa mga taga
fantastic
Cebu.
people. Yan. And Dex, our groom last week, says hi. Hi, Dex.
Oo, at
Thanks for
in-interview natin yan sila. Hi, Dex. In-interview namin sila, RV. Ano rin naman sila, newlyweds like you. Sila yung 8-8 na
yes.
couple.
Ah,
Oo.
They did
okay.
their tinghun in the morning, and then a couple of hours after, they did their civil wedding ceremony. And siya, he's exactly the person we're talking about who also came up with all these surprises for his bride. To
Kasi
let
gusto
her
nila,
know, diba?
Mukhang magkakasundo kami.
Ayan.
oo.
And syempre, of course, RV, meron ka ring hi from your friends.
John?
Yes.
John
Si
says hi.
Webster.
Yeah.
I
Oo.
imagine though now that I think initially we thought the bridal car might be something very easy to cross off the list. But I realized that now that there are things like drive-in cinemas and drive-in events, wouldn't it be something cool to see if there would be sort of a drive-in type of celebration in your wedding? I know we had a couple na, di ba? They were parked in a car, and part of the surprise was, I don't know, like dozens of cars drove by of their friends just saying hi. Diba?
Oh.
They couldn't be at the wedding. They were watching the live stream sa labas. Hindi alam nung couple na
Friends
habang
are actually outside.
habang nagla-live stream, their friends pala were parked outside. So the surprise was, nakaupo sila sa top down, and then their friends just started to drive by, tas meron silang karatula, ganyan, saying hi, congratulations. So I'm pretty sure that that's something that's gonna happen with bridal cars, I think. That's something that
Yeah.
I would do it. If I was getting
Yeah.
married, I would think about doing that as a cool bride and my cool ride.
Yes.
Yeah,
Kasi
oo.
if anything, this pandemic has really taught us to be innovative. Kaya lumabas yung mga great ideas na ganyan.
Oo. And you know what I've seen in the last siguro kasi ang wedding started happening, Rona, in May.
Yeah.
Kaya nagkaroon ng ganito eh. We were talking about parang we wanted to encourage kasi diba, remember when it happened nung March, and then we thought it was 2 weeks, tapos na-extend, no? 1 month. Parang especially in the wedding industry, ang baba ng moral ng mga tao. And Rona and I were talking, and we thought of coming up with something that would encourage the suppliers na, oh, this is temporary, we'll go past this naman eventually. And then we also wanted to rally behind the couples na derail yung plans nila. So we thought of this, Love Wins live forum, and parang ang ano namin is every week we'd like to feature something na would highlight the fact that love really wins, no? So 4 months ago, nung when this started, so tama, no? Exactly 4 months, when we had the first broadcast, ang nakita namin for the last 4 months, hindi lang innovative, RV, nagsi-step up ang mga grooms.
True.
Oh,
Yes.
that's
Yes.
nice.
And this is by now, this is an all too familiar scene in our virtual, na mas machika ang groom. Pansin mo, Rona.
Yeah.
Di ba? It's the groom. It's the groom really sharing the experience. And yun nga, ang bottom line is, like what RV said, it's our wedding. I wanted to surprise her. I wanted her to feel special. So, yun nga, parang etong pandemic, hinighlight niya rin yung fact na, well, I believe, no, biblically, it's really the man who should lead. And nakita natin yon. So, sabi nga nila, the pandemic really brought us back to our roots and what's important and back to the basics. And isa yan sa mga nakita kong napakagandang highlight is that the guys are stepping up and they're really leading, no, as the man of the house, leading in the planning, making their wives, fiancés and now wives very happy. So, ang gandang, as Rona would say you're off to a great start.
Yes. Oo. 'Di ba? Kung ikaw naman yung babae, tapos your fiance or your groom to be, you see that they do all these things. Parang, ay, hindi naman ako matatakot na to spend the rest of my life with you. Oh, 'di ba kay Hagod si Celine ganun? Oh.
Diba? Parang tama siya ang nasa buhay ko ngayon. Diba?
So after your ceremony, after your civil ceremony, did you, of course, you took your portraits and all that. Did you celebrate with your family after, since you couldn't be with them in the courthouse, tama ba?
Yes, we had dinner after the wedding. Just a simple dinner lang.
Yeah.
Celebrate the wedding.
Not a reception style, just a
just-
wedding at home.
Yes.
I mean, a dinner at home.
And what was it like? Because I know so many people, or so many of the couples we've spoken to would always tell us they were so emotional because it was such a private event. You know, a lot of times people feel like because the big weddings are not happening right now, parang, diba, there's a change in mindset. Now we're realizing that big is not the only way to do special.
That's
But,
right.
intimate weddings, sabi nga nila, mas ramdam mo raw, mas dama mo.
Yes, it's very, these are the people that really matter to us.
You have, I think one of your friends is saying hi. Love really wins, sabi ni John Jericho Jose. Ang galing. Happy for RV and his wife.
Yeah, I shot their wedding.
Hashtag
Oh,
goals.
hashtag goals.
Diba?
O, diba?
Alam mo,
So,
RV, tingin ko,
and
Celine and RV, tingin ko you will start a trend. At tingin ko after this, babalik na ang bridal cars sa ating mga
Yay!
wedding scenes. Oo.
Dapat,
Nakakatuwa
dapat.
because nakakatuwa kasi at the start we were just like brainstorming and we invited some of the suppliers na posible ba yung we'll do virtual, no, Rona? Parang hindi pa nga naiisip yun parang pwede ba yun? I-Zoom? Uso ngayon ng Zoom. And then, it started happening. And then, yung mga party in a box, diba? So, yun. So, akin, ang fearless forecast ko in the next few weeks, may bridal cars. Kasi tama nga naman si RV, diba? Like, well, yung iba kasi, it's the groom driving afterwards.
Diba? Cute naman. How classic.
Oo, yung mga photos nakikita natin, Rona, si groom ang magmamaneho sa kanilang dalawa to wherever, if they go back home or classic yung dalawa, yung couple, dalawa sila nasa likod and just enjoying the moment.
Kasi
Diba?
pre-pandemic, yung couples would, as a photographer, they would ask me, RV, pwede tayo mag-shoot with the bridal car? They always ask for it. They want a photo with the bridal car. So if there's time, okay, sure, let's shoot. Kasi talagang they want it to be part of their memories and their photos. So why shouldn't that be why shouldn't we have the same case ngayon sa pandemic? Di ba? It looks great naman talaga. You would agree, di ba? Looks great pag tingin mo sa pictures ng
Yes.
bridal car. Feel na feel mo talaga. This is a really nice wedding.
Yeah. Oo, sabi ko nga sa'yo, yun yung naka-attract sa akin eh. Siyempre parang, uy, kasal na si RV. Tapos, yun, mas, sorry ha, parang biglang skip to, ay, may bridal car.
No, and diba, I mean, not all of us naman can drive can ride in a Hummer on, just any day, right?
Yeah.
So, especially, I guess, for the groom, for the men, it's also special na on my big day, I was riding this.
Yes.
So, Abby, tanong ko, di ba you say, nagsaswab test si driver
Yes.
before, 2 days before?
2 days before, yes.
Oo. So, does that mean you also have a backup driver just in case?
Yes. So actually, we have kasi our main business kasi is a car shop. Okay? So marami kaming drivers din dun sa car shop namin. So talagang ano yan, may backup plan talaga. So if ever lang just in case na hindi naman sana, if someone tests positive, diba? So we get the backup. Usually mga 4 sila.
Okay.
Yeah, kasi if it's a regular, like kunyari, last year, diba, it's just a regular year, diba? So usually kapag bridal or wedding season talaga, ang daming bookings, diba? So usually a day 4, 6, ganyan.
Okay. Tapos, pag na sila, so negative, nag-test na si driver, negative siya, kina-quarantine nyo na yon until the day of the wedding. Kaya for 2 days.
Yes.
Hindi na siya
Sinistay
pwedeng
in na namin
lumabas.
sila.
Stay in.
Exactly. Kasi sayang
Oo.
diba? Malay mo paglabas lang niya, biglang whoop.
Yep.
So yun.
Yep. Oo. Especially pag magko-commute, diba? Kasi may iba ng taong kasama.
Exactly.
Okay. So yun, I mean, now, kung nag-iisip-isip ang mga grooms, kung paano nyo pa ile-level up ang mga wedding plans ninyo to surprise the brides, ayan, pwede po tayo mag-bridal cars at reliable po. Reliable ang process. It's really the swab test. Kasi yan ang gold standard eh. Hindi rapid testing. The medical professionals are now discouraging that kasi hindi siya ganun ka-accurate. But if it's a swab test, di ba, sure ka. Kung negative ka, positive
Yeah.
And yun lang naman kasi kailangan ng bantayan na walang may dala ng virus para para talagang happy ang wedding.
Yeah.
Exactly.
RV, how about as a wedding photographer, what have been your thoughts throughout ngayon na we've gone through, well, it's our 6th month in lockdown and slowly people are, really pushing through with their weddings. And I guess there are also a lot of places naman, it's just that we're based in Metro Manila, no? But outside of Metro Manila, right, it's MGCQ and there's a lot more freedom of movement. But what are your thoughts as a wedding photographer? I think photographers are one of the suppliers that couples choose to retain. Diba? Yung parang, even if we're doing it at home, or even if it's a civil ceremony and, it's in the courthouse, it's not at a venue, they still invite the wedding photographer to come and they really still want their portrait. So how have you, I guess, leveled up or sort of pivoted your own service as a wedding photographer?
Bale, they're really parang tama yon. The photographer will always be among the suppliers na talagang part of the wedding. Kasi the memories kasi yan the pictures, they're really very important sa couple. That's why it's really important for them to have the photographer or videographer. But due to the changes, kailangan talaga merong kaming, first of all, yung sanitation ng aming equipment. And then also, it's really important din na ang photographer naka-PPE or naka-protective gear, not just for ourselves, but also for the client. Kasi kami yung supplier na lahat ng tao nakasalamuha namin.
Yes.
From the bride's room, sa church, sa group pictures, hanggang sa everybody, we take pictures of as much as possible. We take pictures of everyone. So it's not like the makeup artist na ang kanyang interaction lang is with the bride. For
Yes.
us, it's everyone. So it's really important yung protective gear to make everybody feel na they're safe.
So when you shoot, have you been shooting weddings since this pandemic? Do you wear PPE or your team wears PPE?
Yes, we are we sanitize first our equipment, and then we are required to wear PPE also.
And from what I gather, no, there's so much more time now to do your portraits, your couple portraits, di ba? Yung hindi ka na nagmamadali na, magsa-start na daw yung reception, sabi ni coordinator, tigil nyo na yung photo shoot nyo, di ba?
It's really different now in the new normal. There's not much pressure compared to before. It's really parang it's personal, it's intimate, and then you really feel na yung people around them, these are really people they know and important to them. And hindi siya yung, kailangan ganito. We are more free right now in terms of time. It's not really rigid na sundin natin itong ganitong schedule.
And I would think even creatively, right? It's no longer yung, we have to get all these shots. Of course, there are important shots, right? But unlike before na, you have to get the shot of the bride walking down the aisle. And then the first moment,
there's a shot list.
But now,
shot list na, okay, these are the ones that are important to us. RV, kailangan meron ng mga ganito, picture ng lechon. So, right now, it's not very, it's true. Some couples, part of their,
yes.
The shot list.
But now, no, parang
I think we lost the connection.
We can hear you, RV, actually.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Ayan, okay na. Sorry.
Yeah.
So right now it's really it's this is the type of photography that's really nice because you just go with the flow. Unlike na yung isang very rigid, I'm not saying that's wrong. It's just that yung the way we do shoot weddings now, it's more personal kasi. And parang hindi na masyadong into the small details, but really about the story.
Yes.
It's about the couple.
It's really capturing the moment, isn't it?
Yes.
There's so much more documentation or documenting the event that is involved versus ito yung template, sundin natin yung template.
Yeah, exactly. Because before, parang merong gusto namin ng ganito, gusto namin merong shot ng ganito, and then they will parang make sure na, of course, they will spend on a lot of things. They want to document each and everything.
Yes.
But right now, it's really more, it's just go with the flow and capture our story. This is getting married in the time of a virus. So it's a lot different also, and the emotions also is different.
RV, if you were to nominate, based on your experience now as a photographer in COVID times, and having your own wedding during this time, kung meron kang top 5, of course, sabi nga natin hindi na siya template, but ikaw, kung may top 5 shot list ka na dapat makunan, ano yung i-recommend mo?
Okay. Kasi right now we can't spend a lot of time inside the room for safety purposes. So might be mawawala na yung mga just for now during the COVID time, yung pre-gown. I mean yung before mag-gown ng bride, we used to spend a lot of time shooting that portrait before siya ayusan yung hair. So, but I think the more important really talaga is, number one, the portrait of the bride wearing the gown and holding her flowers with her family, with her bridesmaids. That's really important. I can do away with yung pre-gown. I can.
Okay.
For kasi mas important talaga yung naka-gown eh. And in fact, pre-COVID pa lang, sometimes it happens na naubos na kami ng time sa gown, the bride wearing the gown, because we spent na sobrang kami ng oras shooting the pre-gown. So now, let's focus on the bride wearing the gown. And then, number two, of course, yung the ceremony, everything that happens in the ceremony. And then number three, I would say the post-nup, the pictures after the wedding. Number four, pictures with the family. It's really, really important. We might, we can do away siguro, or wag masyado tayo mag-focus dun sa mga other pictures ng mga posy-posy. Because in the end, what's really important is itong mga people na to who are with you.
Yeah.
Especially now. You know na talagang, they really went out of their way para to be there in spite of the coronavirus. And five, di ba? Number five.
One last.
One last? That's tough. Of course, details pa rin. Details pa rin. Hindi natin pwede tanggalin yung details ng wedding.
Yeah.
So it's really still very important, all those mga details that they prepared.
Mhm. We agree, and we've been seeing that also, I think, in the photography and in the past months. When it comes to the details, syempre, some of our stylists have been saying that, of course, because it's more intimate, there's more time, or there's more room, actually, rather, for intricate details. So, syempre, I'm sure photographers like you cannot help but document that, di ba? Kasi hindi na ganyan ka intricate lagi yung mga setup before. And I agree that family will always be very important. I think that's also why our question was, how did you celebrate with your family? Kasi yun talaga yung tanong di ba? Kung 5 lang or 10 lang, paano ko pipiliin yung sasama sa akin? Di ba? Kasi sometimes, immediate family pa lang ng one side, ubus na yung, di ba? Ubus na yun di ba? Kasi bibilangin mo pa yung mag-officiate, tapos the couple, and then if you're gonna include a photographer. So they don't, parang it's hard to pick, and you don't wanna offend anybody, di ba? You don't wanna offend your future in-law na hindi mo sila nasama. But some wedding that we featured, what they did was, they also got married in Manila, but because they couldn't have their parents with them or their family with them, they still shot family portraits before the couple left. So they were able to sit together, ganyan, nakabihis sila and everything. Pero nung pumunta na sila sa ceremony, kasi I think vulnerable yung parents of the couples, they didn't come anymore. So, but of course, now that they look back, they have that. They still have that on their file na we took pictures with our mom, our dad, our nieces and nephews, and all of that. Miss Sharon, sorry.
Nakamute.
Yes, there.
Oo. Yung mga family portraits na ganun, Rona, especially if they're staying in one house, sama-sama naman sila nagko-quarantine.
Yes.
Or in one compound. So possible yon na wala sila sa ceremony, but you can have yun nga yung sinasabi ni RV na pwede mag-picture taking with the family. Diba? So kung nagkataon, it's a household of 10, 15 members. Pwede yun, na-dress up silang lahat for the pictorial.
Or I guess kahit yung immediate family lang, let's say, ng groom, kayo lang. And then, presumably you're quarantined together, and then the bride, sila lang. At least you have it, looking back. And actually, we have run out of time here at the Love Wins Live Forum.
Bilis ng time.
Ang bilis na isang oras, di ba?
Yeah.
This is a weekly spiel that once again, we have run out of time. But before we ask you to invite our viewers, to how they can know more about your services and how they can know more about your business. We're gonna ask RV and Celine, their tips or their biggest tips siguro for couples who are planning their wedding. And then, but we'll ask first Abby to invite our viewers how they can find out more about O1 bridal cars and be the cool bride with a cool ride. Now that we know na safe, pwede pala,
Oo.
lalo kung inaasam mo talaga yon, di ba?
Mhm.
So please, Abby, invite our viewers.
Okay, so I'm inviting everyone to like our Facebook page, that 01 Bridal Car. So, cool rides for cool brides. So, if you're a cool bride, please book us. Okay. So, and don't worry that everything is being thoroughly cleaned and sanitized for your safety. So, that's our top priority.
Alright. Yan. Si RV and si Celine. Celine,
Thanks.
yung
Yes.
last words mo, tip mo for brides, future brides out there. Paano maging kasing cool mo? Kasi Celine, cool na cool eh.
Super cool.
Yeah.
Chill lang
Bride
siya.
chill.
Chill na
Bago na
chill.
bago sa kanya yung cool bride and the cool ride.
Yeah.
So tips for other couples, I think just don't let this pandemic hinder your plans. As long as sundin nyo yung mga protocols um, sa COVID, like social distancing, like of course you get the proper suppliers. Just do what makes you happy. Like kami, tinuloy namin yung wedding and we just literally said, let's do it. Let's get married na. We wanted to be together and we successfully pulled it off. Ikaw, anong tips mo?
Sa akin,
Ikaw naman, Art.
don't be afraid, you know. You can ask your suppliers. Kung meron kang mga inaay na suppliers, ask them ano yung kanilang mga protocols o ano mga safety measures that they did. And in fact, sa amin, si Tony really reassured us. Sayang Tony can't be here with us. Pero
Yeah.
very strict siya
Yes.
yung kanyang mga procedures.
Yes.
No?
Yeah, I felt safe talaga.
Yung sanitation niya, she uses UV light. Talagang she explained everything and sabi ko, no, okay, talagang no worries.
Yes, she was wearing a complete protective gear.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yun ang tip ko. Don't be afraid. Again, sabi nga ng wife ko, don't let this pandemic be hinder your plans. So just ask your suppliers, don't be afraid. Ituloy pa rin natin ang wedding because weddings in the Philippines are really beautiful. Kahit anywhere in the world, I've shot weddings in different countries. Yung weddings here, it's really beautiful. So let's continue this tradition.
Love wins talaga. 'Di ba?
Yes.
RV, napakasarap ba sabihin kanina, 'di ba, when you say, sabi nga ng wife ko.
Pareho tayo ng
Ngayon ko lang yung nasabi in public. For the first
Diba?
time sa Themes and Motives.
Wow!
sabihin, ang tamis.
Sabihin. Kaya sabi ko, napakasarap ba final sabihin, sabi nga ng wife ko. Oh, wow! Goosebumps ako! Oh my God! So thank you so much for those tips. Thank you for saying yes to us and choosing to spend your Saturday morning. Na-inspire kami.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you,
Oh,
Ma'am
thank you so
Sharon.
much.
Thank you, Rona.
Oo, and I really hope to see you guys, Abby, RV, soon.
Yes.
Kung hindi man on ground, sana online. And we look forward sa mga magagandang weddings. Mababalitaan namin, makikita namin magagandang weddings na i-cover, isa-service ninyo.
RV, how can we get in touch with you for photography?
Yes, I have a Facebook page, RV Mitra Photography. On Instagram, it's RV Mitra. And then my website is rvmitraphotography.com.
Yes, and we'll comment those on this link so that you don't have to look for it and you'll be able to find it right away. So thank you again, RV.
Thank you.
And
Thank you, Themes and Motives. Thank you, Inspiration.
And of course,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Right.
Have a great
Bye.
weekend. Stay safe.
Stay safe.
Congratulations
God bless.
again. Bye.
Ayan.
It was so fun talking to them, no? I mean,
Oo.
it
Alam mo,
iba.
ngayon, oo, ramdam ko yung ano, di ba, when you pointed out, sabi nga ng wife ko, wow.
Ako din, that was the exact same thing that that nag-ano yung tenga ko. Parang kinilig ako
Oo.
na now he's quoting his wife. So if
Yes,
you're
di ba?
watching and you still don't know how you're going to push through with your wedding, am I gonna do it? Am I not gonna do it? Let RV and Celine be your example that just do it. Don't let this pandemic hinder your plans. Let it, marriage is so beautiful, marriage is wonderful, and it's worth it to do all the effort to start it right away. And we
Yes.
invite you, of course, to please visit themesandmotives.com because the Wedding Expo Philippines is still happening. It's running from September 16 to 30. So you still have so much time to plan with your fiancé. Kahit LDR kayo ngayon ng fiancé nyo, yun yung maganda
That's
about
true. That's true.
virtual. You can have your Zoom date and plan. O, pwede pa kayo mag-share screen habang
Yes.
tumitingin kayo ng site. And you can vet your these suppliers together, just like RV and just like O1 Bridal Cars. I think what I've picked up from today, is because we've been in lockdown for 6 months. Now all our wedding suppliers, especially the ones that are here with us in the Wedding Expo Philippines, of course, because they're so experienced, is they already have figured out and they already know how to practice their craft safely. There is
That's
now
true.
nobody who's going to be on the Wedding Expo Philippines who na pagtatanungin nyo, hindi po nila alam ang sanitation protocol. Lahat po sila. Alam na po
Alam
nila
na
paano
nila.
nila gawin. And if not that, they've already done weddings.
Yes. So,
In
pandemic
COVID
wedding.
times.
Pandemic wedding ready na sila, Rona. If during siguro the first 2 months, para people were kind of trying to figure it out. Now the suppliers are mas marami ng facts that we know.
Yes.
And alam na nila what to do. And just before we wrap up, I just like to point out, si RV and si Celine did not have plans Kasi
Yes.
'di ba yung ibang nagpapakasal, parang okay, nakaplano na, we've done all the paperwork. Sige, ituloy na natin kaysa mag-antay. Okay, now we just featured a couple na hindi pa nga nag-engage, hindi pa nagpo-propose. So, they worked around the pandemic. Nakahanap sila ng workaround, nag-propose si RV, and the plan is really to get married next year or the year after.
The year after,
So,
yeah.
wala pang inumpisahan na to. But the pandemic showed them na we just want to be together. Diba? So, you can get married not because na-disrupt ang plan mo, nakapag-down ka na, no? You can get married, start from scratch, and start planning now. Because as RV said, it's uncertain. We don't know what's going to happen. Because, we thought it's just a 2-week thing, diba? So we don't know what's gonna happen. So whether it's pandemic or otherwise, napakaganda na kasama nyo ang pinakamamahal ninyo sa buhay to go through life.
Yes. And here at the Love Games Live Forum, that's what we're about. We want to help you start your married life and start your married life full of joy and beautifully, Instagrammably, and of course with great memories. So thank you again for joining us this morning. We hope to see you next week. We have we have an exciting and a little different, tama ba?
Yes.
Episode next week.
Oo, masaya next week. We will have a live demo. So for those of you who are going to, gusto nyo matuto ng DIY decors for intimate celebrations. So for weddings, yung mga milestones, birthdays, anniversaries, we will have a live demo. Graduation, di ba? I-celebrate natin lahat ng milestones. So paano ka ba gagawa ng mga flower arrangement? So whether it's a bouquet or pang centerpiece mo, We will have Teddy Manuel with us. Ang twist po namin, it's not just all talk. Magka-hands-on demo po kaming tatlo. So makikita niyo po, ito po yung aming hashtag Teddy Manuel Experience. So interactive siya. At saka ito po yung first time, no? Kasi si Teddy has yung online seminars niya. So ito, this is for free and we invite you to join us. At ang bonus dito, Rona, we will be posting sa Facebook page ng Themes and Motives a link where they can sign up. Please sign up kasi yung gagawin pong arrangement ni Teddy Manuel, ira-raffle off po namin yon for those that will sign up for the Love Wins Live Forum next week. And we will have it delivered to you, kung sino man ang lucky. Yung kay Teddy Manuel, huwag na tayo, Rona, huwag na yung creation natin. Okay, so Teddy Manuel's creation at the end of the session will be raffled off to a lucky viewer. So please do join us next.
Thank you, everybody. See you next week.
See you next week. Enjoy your weekend. Please stay safe. God bless you all.